I'm Neil Shearer, and the reason I'm here is because we thought the CVT was the charity for us, but back in May this year, they're asking the co-workers to sign a document to become employees, and otherwise, if they don't sign it, they will be evicted. And we don't want that. We want to live with the co-workers and their families, and that's the reason why we're here for this vigil tonight.
My name is Alan Hobson. I live in Botton Village with Neil, with Lucinda, and a lot of other people. And the other thing is, I don't like the changes of Botton, where things are going, losing all our friends that we've known over the years. Because I've been in Botton about 24 years now. About 24 years now I have. And I think it's very sad that we have to try and stop the changes. Because the CVT does not belong in Botton Village. Botton Village is our life, and Botton Village is where we live. CVT does not live in Botton Village. They only come to work in Botton Village and grab our money. That's all they ever do. And they don't care about what we do on Botton Village anymore.
I'm Jeffrey Spatman. I've lived in Botton since I was 22. I'm now 65, and I also want to get rid of the CVT. Well, they've come to Botton and they started changing certain rules that we can't live with our house parents, and they have to move into different houses. Some of them have been told that they have to work with a wage, and they don't want to. They threatened them to leave. They'll have to leave if they don't do it. I want to have it for Botton, not for them. And the sooner we get rid of the CVT, the better. And when I first came here, we did everything for ourselves. And now they come and tell us what's got to be done. And if we don't do it, they threaten the co-workers and they have to leave. Some of them have already left Botton. Paul Abel was accused, as far as I know, of fiddling the books in the office, and he was suspended. And then they found out he didn't do it, but he had still left Botton, and he started another community down in Stroud with Helmut French. I didn't like it one bit. That really hurt me and it tore me to pieces. And the same thing happened to David and Mary Wren.
My name is Lucinda Riis-Johannessen. I was born in Oslo, Norway. I now live in Botton. I like it because I've got people who are the same age as me, and there's people who care about me, and I can care about elderly people. Their family life is amazing because my first house was Bracken, and I had about 5 villagers plus me, and there was one villager called Emma Jury, and she can't speak. She's sort of handicapped, and she could only scream, and I tried to help her best as I could. I love working with them. I enjoy talking to them and playing with them. And I'm just coming to Stobby Hall, living with Hans and Lisa. They're just great house parents. I feel safe, I feel confident, and I can trust them. And with this craziness with the CVT, I feel in my heart that I would like to protect them from the CVT. Because if I don't protect them, I feel that Hugh John might want to remove them from Botton.
They intimidated me when I was on the TV, when I was at BBC of the week, when I was sat outside the Danby Vicarage. And it made me very nervous when I was trying to speak. And when I was in Danby Hall the other week as well, when there were a lot of people there like there were today, they also tried to do it there, and that's what put me off. A lawyer to protect me from what I've been saying, because the reason being is that we are not allowed by the CBT to talk to the villagers in Botton and the people that come to work here. I mean, sorry, come to work in Botton village, is that they are not allowed to even speak to us, which is not fair. I mean, Botton village has been going a long time. It's nearly 60 years now, it's Botton village, and it's quite an old village, but the thing is, Botton village is a good home.
I think it's important to live as a family with the house coordinators, and if they've got children, as a well-run unit. And to have that changed and even these changes thrust upon us, I don't agree with it.
The changes in Botton have been making me feel scared, upset and frightened.
We might end up one time with carers in the house, and we don't really want that, we don't like it.
It's an absolute scandal in terms of the lack of consultation that the villagers have had. They haven't been informed, there's been no conversation, dialogue with them at all. Their views and their intentions and what they want is simply not reflected in the proposed changes.
There's nowhere else to go. You haven't got anywhere else to turn. So you sit there thinking, well, where should I go for help? You know, and the police was one of the organisations, you know, we hoped could help us and come to our aid.
Yes, I'm Michael Hazelton, the Vicar of Danby, and Botton, of course, is part of the parish of Danby. I've come to know Botton as a very special and unique place. I've never known anywhere quite like it. It's hard to define, but the atmosphere is created, I think, by the special ethos of Botton, which is one of voluntary contribution by the co-workers, and everyone has a role to play, everyone has something to contribute. There aren't sort of passive people on one side and active on the other, givers and receivers. Everyone has something to do, everyone has something to contribute, and there's a sort of feeling there of I think, a peace, of happiness, really, and I find it quite a moving place, and it does much more for me going there than I can ever do for Botton. Something about Botton that is special is that it's an example of what a real community can be like, and especially, you know, in our culture where David Cameron is speaking very much about the big society and how people should cooperate and help. Botton is an example of that in action. As I understand it, it's difficult to know exactly what's going on, but it seems to me that what is being proposed is that the voluntary co-workers will be replaced by employed staff. And although there's nothing wrong with employment as such, it does change the ethos of Botton, which is, as Carl Koenig's his vision was, that people would come there and give of their time and their skills voluntarily, and that the reward for them would be living in a family environment with other people there who also have their own gifts, and a mutuality about it.
I just wish someone would pick the phone up and get the CVT out of Botton and tell them to leave us alone. I've had enough of it.